No way. No way.
I've been ready, baby. And I have claimed. Did I claim? Hold on. There we go. Number one spot is here. Is this a 12 man? Cool. This is going to be a snake, right? And you got the sheet up here on the. You know what? What are the settings, actually? I'm going to pull up.
I'm doing stuff.
But what.
All right. So now we're good.
Hold on a second here.
All right, we're starting. We are starting.
We're starting. Okay,
Welcome,
cool.
everybody, to Drafts on Tap. I hope you enjoyed that sneak peek behind the production curtain. I'm going through my checklist here. I'm Evan Hoovler, and of course, we are starting off with our draft sheet demonstration. But first, I want to introduce, as always, my co-host, Waleed Ismail. Waleed, are you pushing P?
Am I pushing P? What does that mean?
You know, if you're pushing P.
I can't answer a question I don't know. I would say don't give me your hip young slang, but you're my age, so
Oh, that
you're
sounds
not
like
hip.
you're definitely not pushing P then. Yes, that's very not P. I get it.
What is it? Don't. It's okay. This is bullshit. All right. I don't know what you're trying to do starting off here, but this is super aggressive. You with your bullshit starting P garbage. I'm glad that you thought the best way to start the show is getting me angry. Honestly, people, I know from our audience members, that's actually probably what they want anyway.
I told
So
my
fuck
wife,
you, audience.
I told my wife
we're
for
doing
the show, I was like, you know what
Are
I'm
we-
going to do? I'm going to ask Wally if he's going to push P because that's going to make him immediately angry and irrationally so, and it'll be good. It'll be good.
All right, so, all right, I'm getting in here because the theme of this show, by the way, in case you guys don't know it, is our near sheets. Obviously, if you guys know us for beer sheets, that's probably one of the things we're most popular for. But there will be no beer sheets this year, so we have an alternative that we are launching. Actually, we launched as of yesterday. And what scoring settings do we have for this league? Did we figure it out? Because I'm creating a sheet right now. This is my first time actually testing this. And a big shout out to Amir and Evan for the work they put in getting us a solution here. So what are we going to do here? What is the interceptions here?
What do you
You
want
know
it to
what?
be?
I don't know that I care. Huh?
What do you want it to be?
No, well, I mean, we got a mock draft room set up. I need to create a sheet for this.
Oh, okay. Draft settings. And I'll walk everyone through it too. So let's see here. I've got the draft sheet open here. Let's go to the form. It says 12 teams. So let me just go ahead and set this to 12 teams. Bench size, I don't know, so I'm going to leave it.
6.
6, perfect.
I checked. The room is 6.
1 QB, 1 RB, 2 RBs. Let's make it a third wide receiver slot because I don't want this to be.
Oh, we can't because it's the room that you linked to is 2 wide receivers.
Well, I can change it in the fly. I just did.
You monster. So are you telling me this isn't going to be a super flex?
No, it's not going to be a super flex.
This is. I feel lied to. Okay, so you
This is
changed
going
it
well.
already?
What?
You changed it already?
Yeah. Well, hold on. Update. Now it's changed.
Okay. Let's see what it says now. Yeah, all of a sudden it's 3 wide receivers and a flex. Okay, cool.
So it's half PPR, so I'm putting 0.5 here. And I'm
Yeah,
putting
and then we're gonna
0.04
go-
passing yards because that's 1 point for every 25 passing yards.
Yep. 0.1 for rushing and receiving, I assume. And then we're going
Exactly.
4 points passing TD, 6 rushing and receiving.
Exactly.
And then what are we doing? Not -1 or -2 for interceptions?
Minus
and
1.
fumbles? -1 interceptions? What about
Yeah.
minus fumbles? -1?
2. -2. Don't fumble.
-2?
Hold on to the ball.
Yeah, because this is a passing league. Fuck those running backs.
Yeah.
That's what I say. That's
then
how I've always felt.
0.5 reception because it's half PPR.
Ooh, this is a really nice looking thing here.
Are you?
So we got this. I got this sheet here with me. And also, I want to point out here, guys, there's a buy Amir a drink. Go ahead and if you send him a little money. If you appreciate your beer sheet and the work that they put in to give you this sheet, toss him a couple bucks. He put in a lot of work.
Yeah,
He deserves your money.
Yeah, Amer worked really hard on this.
Is it Amir or Amir?
Amer. I know you have 2 coworkers named Amir, so it's easy to slip.
Oh, also, that's how it's, like, phonetically spelled out. I apologize, Amir.
He's not watching.
Amir. I know
he's not going to see this. I don't know. I'll clip that. Okay, let's see. Let me go to our Discord, see if anyone wants to come in. And if you're new here, we're Football Absurdity. We put out obsessive amounts of tape watching and obsessive amounts of comedy. That's pretty much us in a nutshell.
Interesting. So Lamar Jackson is ranked higher than Joe Burrow, but in Yahoo leagues, he's the number 4 quarterback. Like, they flipped it over. Justin Fields is the number 6 fantasy quarterback. Okay, you got Dak over Trevor Lawrence. I don't agree with that this year.
Trevor Lawrence, I of course watched him, and the first thing he did was throw an interception on his first pass, and I was like, yes, keep the secret safe.
Keep the price down, yeah.
Yeah, and then
Unfortunately, Justin Fields' price went up probably. He had 2 touchdowns and a passer rating, but also he had 0 air yards. It was all run after the catch. So, like, did you see the DJ Moore screen?
And so, yeah, but then Trevor Lawrence threw a perfect touchdown pass and floated a perfect 2-point conversion that only his receiver could reach. So I'm like, oh man, get this offense
Okay,
off
do
the
I
field.
want to pick from the first spot?
I don't know.
I feel
man.
like once we fill up the spots, you should randomize the order.
Okay, I'll see how to do that.
Or you know what? I'll just go over here. I'm actually going to move to claim the 7th spot.
Let me show the people
And
what
just
we're
not
talking
worry
about
about it.
here.
Yeah. So we're up on Sleeper here, and we're getting ready to make some magic happen. You guys can't see that draft room yet because we don't have that showing on the page, but we will eventually.
I did just now.
And also, I'm probably going to leave a little bit early today. Like we're going to do this. We're going to do one of these with the snake draft, and we're going to do one with the auction draft. And I'm going to. I have to leave. I have a poker game at 8:00, and it's a 45-minute drive. And I would try skipping the poker game, but I don't like not making money, and I win those 1 out of 5 times. So that's like telling me, are you willing to just give up $100? And I am. Sorry guys, I don't love you that much.
Okay, so we have our draft here, and we have our sheet here.
All right, and you put the link in. Did you announce it?
I announced it on
Discord?
Discord, yeah. And the thing is, the key thing here is, let me make sure it's right, the values column. Here, I'll highlight Patrick Mahomes. The value on the left. That's the player's draft ability, how good they are projected to do it compared to other players in other positions. So you look at the top, it's Christian McCaffrey, and then Travis Kelce. Yeah, our metrics say is that good. And then 71 for Justin Jefferson. So you could think it's saying, if you're just trying to blindly do this without thinking, Christian McCaffrey, number 1, highest value. Then Travis Kelce, number 2, highest value. And then Justin Jefferson, number 3, highest value. So that's where we would go. Let's just start, and I'll pause when it comes to me, and I'll show people.
Okay, but we don't have people in this room yet,
That's
do we?
fine. This is mainly a demo. The bots can do it.
All right. We'll play with the bots. So, and this is one of the things that I like to point out. A lot of guys who go with the beer sheets, who are going to go with the near sheets. That's going to be what we're going to call them, even though they're the football absurdity sheets. But near sheets just sounds funnier. So, I always veer towards comedy. God, why is it not opening up for me? Sleeper app, such a pain. Is it on here yet? Can I see? Did you start running things?
I started running things, but I remember I was doing something, so I had a 10-minute timer. I don't want that. I want a 30-second timer. So I paused it to do that.
Come on.
All right. Now let's
go to the mock draft room. Yeah, here's the snake one. Let's get back in here. Hopefully this room will load up for me. Oh, yeah, so you went over there. It's now, Evans on the clock. The first 5 picks were Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Austin Eckler, Christian McCaffrey, and Tyreek Hill. And I already know what Evan's going to pick here just because I'm looking at the sheet here. And if we're going straight by the sheets, there's a very obvious number 5 pick here.
So I'm going to cross off Justin Jefferson just by clicking on him. And I'm going to cross off Jamar Chase just by clicking on him. And Christian McCaffrey, and Austin Eckler, and Tyreek Hill. Okay, so
and it's kind of nice too because it's also the top 5 guys. Well, no, it's a top 1 guy actually.
And the next thing is
we got 5 of the top 6 players already crossed off on our list. Basically, looking at this valuation. Yeah. And one thing I like to point out here is we're looking at some of the points here. So what's the positional advantage that we're getting here? I'm looking at the plus 7.9, plus 5.8. If you look at that column at points per week, the advantage you're going to get by having this player over a regular replacement player. You can look at Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, they're plus 5.2. We got Bijan Robinson, Derrick Henry, plus 5.8. Cooper Kupp at plus 6.4. But you look at Travis Kelce, he's a plus 7.5 points per week positional advantage relative to other tight ends. The next best number is a plus 3.3, which makes him significantly better than all the tight ends remaining. Whereas there are guys within that window. You look at Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, you see 5.2, 5.2, 4.8. So when you're making decisions, you want to look at it and be I could get this 5.2 right now. But if I don't get the 7.5 points that I get from that tight end position with Travis Kelce, the next best advantage I'll have is a 3.3 for Mark Andrews.
Well,
and no, I like to point out.
If I could interrupt you for a second here, the important thing is it's not the points per week; it's the value on the left column. That is the metric, which seems linear, but it becomes not linear. So be looking at that value. I mean, if you have a brain like Wally does, you can translate into points per week and make a great valuation. But if you're just trying to vanilla beer sheets it like in the past, just go by value.
Yeah, just go by value, and you can go down by numbers, and that's a way to be successful. Because here's the thing to really understand about these projections are taken off of consensus rankings across the board. What all the experts are saying, like Evan just went and he picked Travis Kelce. I don't really give a shit about what anyone else is picking here. So I'm going to take the guy I want. You can unpause, Evan. And now that he unpaused, even though there's a 6.4 with Cooper Kupp, I'm taking Bijan Robinson because he's my favorite running back in this class. He's my number 2 guy. I'm just going to take him and trust that that's going to work out. But if you look at it too, a lot of these running backs like kind of pile together. If you look at the sheets, the 6.4 for Cooper Kupp compared to the 5.5 and 5.3, the value is a 57 compared to a 42 and a 39. Whereas Bijan, Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, Josh Jacobs, Saquon are all within a point of each other in value. Which means, like, if we're looking at this, I probably should have taken Cooper Kupp there because Cooper Kupp is a significant advantage, and there's a good chance that one of these guys is going to come back to me, and the total valuation I'll get on my second-round pick means I could probably get a good running back here. Let's see what running backs are left. Yeah, Derrick Henry's at 41, like a 42. The difference is negligible. But having said that, I don't care about consensus. The way I personally use these sheets, this is that next level of fantasy football. Is understanding who your guys are, trusting your scouting. Who do you think is going to be good? If everyone else thinks they're wrong, bet on yourself. I don't want to pick someone else's guy and trust that they're going to do it. But at the same time, I'm going to bet on myself, and I'm going to try to get the most value. I don't want to take the guy that I think is amazing right away. If I can get him into 4th round, I'm going to wait till the 4th round before I make a move.
So if you're just joining us, as some people are, Waleed's taking a blended approach where he's using the values in the sheets to make his own best informed decision with the tape that he's watched and the analysts he's have. I'm Bob from accounting, and I don't know anything about fantasy football, and I wanted to join, and I hear these beer sheets can tell me who to draft approach. So, Waleed, can I unpause it for you? You ready?
Give me 1 second here.
Okay. Let me know.
Because I'm trying to catch up on the sheet here to see, because I am still using the sheet. And for me to use the sheet properly, I have to make sure that everyone's crossed off so I can see what's available
and
here.
You can see everyone who's watching, the people who are drafted in this draft, and we have been crossing them off on our sheets here and going by the remaining value. Well, I've been going by value, but Waleed's been going by points per week because that's the differences in our approaches that we're demonstrating.
No, I mean, I'm doing, like, I'm going by what the value sheet says and then picking my guy anyway. You can go ahead and unpause because I'm just taking the guy that I want more than anything here. So right now, this is my plutonic. This is the ideal draft for me right now. I got Bijan Robinson and I got Amon-Ra St. Brown, who I personally believe is going to finish the year as the top 5 wide receiver if he stays healthy. So even though he's a 4.2 and a 24 value, Derrick Henry and Josh Jacobs and Tony Pollard are all ranked higher, and even Joe Mixon. And Joe Mixon, I don't give a shit about personally. He can go. The one guy I'd say maybe Josh Allen 2 to 23 is an interesting one. But frankly, I don't care what their evaluations say because I would have given, if I had built this customized sheet, Amon-Ra St. Brown would probably be around a 50, 45 kind of ranking here on points.
And I'm going by this sheet, and Derrick Henry at 42 value is higher than Josh Jacobs at 41, Tony Pollard 38, and nobody else is above 19 for Jalen Waddle, 23 for Josh Allen, and 14 for Mark Andrews. So I am going to do what the sheet tells me blindly and pick Derrick Henry.
And I would like to point out Derrick Henry was the next guy I had on my list. So I'm happy to do it. This is fun. Man, that number 7 spot, like, I don't know if Bijan falls to me there a lot, but even if he doesn't, like, if I got a chance between Bijan, Cooper Kupp, and Tyreek Hill, and I can get Amon-Ra St. Brown back on that swing, I'll feel pretty happy. Or even if I can get Kelce over there. Ooh, Chris Olave going at 2.8. I love the respect for Olave, but he's not a guy I would have taken there. So we got Olave, Waddle. It's coming back to Evan. Let's see. Jalen Hurts goes before Josh Allen, but that's all about like who you prefer. So let's see. Where the hell are you? Did I miss something
Brees
here?
Hall.
Oh, Josh Jacobs is way up higher on this list.
Andrews.
Interesting.
Okay, so now it's my turn, and the highest on my list is Tony Pollard at 38. Joe Mixon's next at 29. And then we get into some other stuff. So I am picking Tony Pollard, starting me off with Travis Kelce, Derrick Henry, and Tony Pollard.
Frankly, the fact that like Tony Pollard, I have never seen Tony Pollard fall to the third round. I think that that's a flaw in Sleeper. If you want to pause it for me. Tebow fan taking Mark Andrews, so I can't take him because I was going to take him just to spite Evan and be like, "You're going by the sheet instead of your heart, and I'm stealing your hearts," because that's what I like to do. I like to steal hearts. Let's see, Tony Pollard. That's so crazy to me. I'm trying to look at how this is. I can see the sheets kind of cross off.
And I'll show the people the sheet
16,
again.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Are we is this pick 31?
Don't
It
know.
doesn't tell me numbers. It'll be 24. Yeah, okay. I did nail it here. So we're looking at the guys here available for me before Evan unpauses the clock. I'm looking at some of these point totals. I see Joe Mixon at 29. I do not want any shares of Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon is fool's gold to me this year. The Bengals have built their offense more towards pass protection. They're a passing offense. They had the 6th fewest rushing attempts last year. Joe Mixon is a talented running back, but like if I look at Aaron Jones over there at 23, I like him a lot better as a running back. But also, I see T. Higgins at an 11. Frankly, I think that that's just poorly like mapped out. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to veer completely. I'm taking T. Higgins here once it's unpaused.
And 3.
Because
2.
if I look at
1. Resume.
Yeah, I'm taking T. Higgins here because I think from a positional advantage point,
Hold on, Wally.
positional advantage, I'm getting that. What?
It had you pick Hawkinson. How do I reverse a pick?
I picked Hawkinson.
Oh, you picked Hawkinson?
Why would you? Yeah, I picked Hawkinson.
Oh, I thought
and
you
the
were
reason
picking
I picked Hawkinson, well, no, I was looking at it. It only has him as a 12 value, but he's got plus 3 points above like his other positionals. The extra point that I get from that tight end position, I think he's. If you look at his usage, and I'd love to refer you to TH Fantasy Podcast. If you look at the Vikings episode, Tony Martin has a great breakdown on Hawkinson's usage in Minnesota after he was traded. He's very likely going to finish as a top 2, top 3 tight end, and I love my positional advantage. So I'm taking that, and I'm feeling pretty damn good about it. T. Higgins was another guy I was looking at there because I think his number was also way too low. I do not like Amari Cooper. I do not like Deebo Samuel this year. So I see they're ranked highly by experts. I'm very happy to let other guys get those guys. So go ahead and take it. Now we're going over here, and who's coming back to me? Oh, good God. I'm not even looking at the sheet. I already know that this is a guy I didn't think would fall to me in the 4th round, but he's there. You can unpause it. I'm just going right now. Jahmyr Gibbs is only a plus 2.9. Jahmyr Gibbs, I'm taking it. That guy's one of my favorites. I'm going all rookie running backs is my core. Boom. Okay. Look at that team. Bijan, Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and TJ Hawkinson. I feel pretty strongly about this roster so far.
So the sheet says I should take Joe Mixon because his value is 29, which is higher than anybody else's value. So
yep.
I will take Joe Mixon.
Yeah, and that's why I don't trust sheets.
Well, I mean,
I understand. Look, hey, you're teaching people how to use this thing, but I have opinions, and I stand by my opinion. Oh, I didn't even notice Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson already went. You know, DK Metcalf, I think, is being really underrated this year. I think I've said this before on streams, but I want to point it out again because he's being seriously underrated this year. Isn't Miles Sanders already hurt? I feel like I saw that happen. Who's this monster? Team 4 taking Justin Fields, so I can't take him. That seems really unfair. We got Amari Cooper gone. Let's see. So Justin Fields, Justin Herbert's gone too. George Kittle is gone. We got J.K. Dobbins. Good God. This is very hard to, like... Oh, Drake London already gone? Calvin Ridley?
Well,
I don't really
Aaron
care
Jones
for
is number 1 on my list, but I've already filled up my running back slots, so I don't want to draft him right now. I instead want to draft the next highest value, which is, at a different position, Devonta Smith at 11 is better than Justin Herbert at 1, or...
Wait, Devonta Smith? He's already gone.
Is he?
Yeah, he's gone. He was gone in the 3rd round.
Okay, well then I guess I'm picking Christian Watson.
Yeah, Christian Watson is what I'm showing. Actually, Alexander... Oh, you said you already have your running backs gone.
Yeah.
So Alexander Madison would be the number 1 guy you're looking at. And it's coming back to me here after he does the Deshaun Watson thing.
Christian Watson.
And I'm looking
I'm never doing the
for
Deshaun
Christian
Watson thing.
Watson.
Even if the sheet tells me to, I'm not picking Deshaun Watson.
That's the right decision.
All right, you're on the clock.
So here I'm looking at this, and like one thing I will say, I'm looking at the sheet, and you look at just like, okay, Christian Watson's gone. I see Jerry Jeudy. I see Christian Kirk, Mike Williams, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, DJ Moore, Marquise. And the point's different. These are kind of clumped together. We're starting to get guys all like lumped up together. So I'm gonna veer away. I got my tight end. I got my 2 running back core. I'm gonna skip wide receiver here. I'm gonna go Trevor Lawrence because he's the last guy in my quarterback breakout here that I want.
You jerk.
You were never getting him with the sheets. So so I'm taking Trevor Lawrence, and now I will just fill up on wide receivers and running backs the rest of the way and feel pretty damn happy about it. Unfortunately, that makes me lose DJ Moore, which makes me sad. But what are you going to do? I see Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is a tight end I love taking later. I think he's super underrated. We got Godwin, Cam Akers, DeAndre Swift. Interesting. So AK Magic on the clock. He's only got 7 seconds. I wonder who he's taking. He went Marquise Brown. I think that's a solid choice. I don't know. Like, I feel weird taking Dalvin Cook until Dalvin Cook is actually like signed somewhere. Interesting.
Yeah, he's not even being.
So I feel really good about this right now. You can unpause for me. So I'm taking Mike Williams, and I'm feeling really good about it. I assume you're taking James Conner because he's the highest rated guy by a significant amount.
I already have my running backs.
Oh, that's true. So you got to take
Terry McLaurin, or Christian Kirk. I have to cite here, and since Terry McLaurin's listed higher, I will take him higher.
Terry McLaurin? Oh, I thought Terry McLaurin was already taken.
Even though I want Christian Kirk.
Oh, Terry McLaurin. What? Why did I click off to Terry McLaurin? He wasn't taken. Shit. I would have taken Terry McLaurin over Mike Williams, probably.
Has he been taken?
But it's okay.
He was taken.
They're the same guys.
He was taken.
No, they're fine.
I'm wrong.
Oh, McLaurin was taken?
Yes.
Okay.
Is Kirk taken? Yeah. I'm happy to get Kirk. He looked good in the preseason game.
Christian Kirk is a guy that I love this year.
Okay, perfect. Well, you know how I feel about the Jacksonville Jaguars offense this year.
Hey, you and me both.
And if you're just coming into the chat, feel free to ask questions, and we'll show you how. So I just took Christian Kirk because his value was the highest on my sheet, which I'll show you.
So James Conner finally goes. We got Darren Waller gone. Got Brandon Ayuk taking him off the sheet. We got Javonte Williams. That makes me sad. He was the guy I was going to take my next pick, regardless of my running backs being fixed. I don't care. I trust in my ability to scout wide receivers. That's why I will fade it sometimes in a snake draft and like load up at the top. But at the same time, let's see, Alvin Kamara, Shad Whites. Ooh, Jahan Dotson going early. I love it. Jahan Dotson deserves your respect. Now it's Evan's turn to pick.
I'm still crossing off items on the sheet here.
Yeah, so I feel like you're picking up Mike Evans here. Just
Yeah.
because.
Let's see. Mike Evans' value. I'm gonna pull up. Let's see. Mike Evans' value is 4, and I don't need any more running backs.
Yeah.
And
Honestly, I get it. I'm kind of fading Mike Evans too, but in auctions when I can get him for $1, I don't hate it because Mike Evans has only ever been a 1,000-yard receiver, like with 70 catches. He always kind of hits that low threshold, and I understand too because who is it? Kyle Trask? Yeah, that's hard. That's hard to trust. So I'm looking at this and I'm looking at the wide receivers and running backs left, and I don't need a running back. Although, you know what? I do need a flex spot. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to take David Montgomery. I know I already have Jahmyr Gibbs, but I kind of think both are going to be fantasy relevant, and I think he's the best overall value left. So I will take it, and I'll feel pretty damn good about it. So we got Jackson Smith and Jigba going here. I'm not a big fan of his this year. Even though he's my favorite wide receiver cross. And frankly, I think I might be wrong in not being a fan of his because when I think about it, he is a guy who really, he was by far the best receiver in this draft class to me. And those guys tend to just do well. Trust in talent sometimes. We got George Pickens is gone too. Let's see, Evan Ingram. At tight end, he's one of my favorite late round tight ends this year. AJ Dillon is a guy I still don't like and never will because really I don't get it. So Deshaun and Tua are gone. Did Dak go? Did I miss Dak getting drafted?
I don't know. I'm producing a show.
No, Dak hasn't gone. That's interesting. I thought Dak would have gone before Tua and Deshaun. So it is my turn. I guess you can unpause it here, and then I will take the receiver that I really like, that I think people are sleeping on a little bit. Gabe Davis was a darling last year, and I like the guys that people had high expectations for. He's going into his third year, and he did really well his second year. But Josh Allen was also kind of hurt in the second half of last year, and we saw those dips from Diggs and Gabe Davis. But I think for my third wide receiver, Gabe Davis has a really good chance of outperforming his ADP. And frankly, the only guy that's ahead of him would have been Brandon Cooks on this sheet. But I don't like if I have to pick between the older receiver and the younger receiver, I'm taking the younger receiver because I want that expectation of them outperforming what they should be, what their expectation is. I was kind of hoping James Cook would fall back to me, but I knew he wasn't going to. Brian Robinson. Oh, Charbonnet gone. Interesting. We got Khalil Herbert, who I don't care about. And I'm a Bears fan, which means you probably shouldn't care about him either. Very curious to see what Evan's going to take here. My money's on Jerick McKinnon, not Juju. Oh, you already got your guys. So at this point, you're just going away from the sheets?
Yeah.
You see that? Evan lied to you guys. He said that he was only going to strictly go by the sheet. And then he realized if he did, he wasn't going to get Jerick McKinnon. So
a little bit of a on-air production meeting. We should do this again tomorrow, and you should be the one following the sheets to the letter because producing and clicking off names and everything is too much for me, and I don't know what names are even clicked off anymore. So
I will happily do that.
Thank you so
auto
much.
pick here. What is this noise? I'd be really mad if it didn't give me the receiver I was going to take anyway. Zay Flowers is a guy I love. So
Come on.
You can keep going. Oh, let's turn off my auto pick though. Yeah, that's some bullshit. But I'll take Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers is my favorite rookie receiver. So I think I have a $5 bet on him leading all rookie receivers in yards. Just because of what Monken did in his offense, and I think the fact is that neither Bateman nor Odell Beckham have shown that they can stay healthy. So it's hard for me to really trust in any of them. Let's see. Ooh, go ahead and pause it on me, please, because I don't think I'm ready to draft yet. Ooh, this is going to be hard. I don't do enough snake drafts. I don't really know what the hell I'm doing at this point. All right. Well, I think I think I have no choice but to do the super reach here. Oh, actually, no. I'm going to do this. You can unlock. You can unpause it. So I'm going Raheem Mostert here. Everyone seems to love a chain, but the problem with a chain is he's very small and he's already hurt.
Oh, come on,
So
dude.
I don't want him. I want Mostert. Mostert was the leading running back on Miami last year. Miami might be a top 5 offense. They like to run the ball. I think he's the guy to own, and as my 4th running back, I'll take it. That feels like a solid play. Well, I got 4 bench spots to pick. Oh, we got kicker and defense on this thing too.
Well, that was my fault. My bad.
Well, we can just pretend that those slots. We can just skip those last 2 things because who cares?
That's true.
Come on!
Like, once we get with the sheet, let's get. We want to get to the good shit, the auctions.
Yeah, we're doing auction next for sure. I like rookies that could break out and win me the season later on.
As do I. And on that note, I think I'm going to sneak out Romeo Dobbs here. Romeo Dobbs was pretty good last year. They got to have to throw the ball a little bit, and Packers defense might be bad. If I'm going to take a late flyer on a wide receiver, I'll throw one out on Dobbs. He's the guy. He meets my 2nd-year criteria. He's a starting receiver on an offense, and we don't really quite know what we're going to get from the Packers. And then I'm going to take one of my favorite rookies, Jalen Hyatt.
Oh, that's a good one. Nice move.
Jalen Hyatt. Everyone wants to shit on his
dude.
college production, saying he only ran a few routes. And I would credit you to watch him against Alabama. He was playing against guys who will be starting in the NFL. Like Alabama's defense, they get drafted. That entire defense gets drafted. He put up 4 touchdowns against them. Was it 4 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns? I don't remember. All I know is it was more than 2 touchdowns, and Jalen Hyatt was just destroying the SEC against top-tier competition. That dude runs good routes. Like he's just fast. Like, and he's not just fast. Change of direction. The way he moves looks. He screams
come on, dude.
superstar to me. So I will take him, and I will be happy to do it. So I got to pick a running back here, and I assume my running back's already been taken.
By me, probably.
Did someone take Roshan already?
I don't think so.
Yeah, someone took Roshan. Oh no, they didn't. I'm taking Roshan now. Wow, interesting. You guys know I'm a Bears fan, right? I like Roshan out of the Bears' backfield. I think they're going to run the ball, and I think that Khalil Herbert can't block, which is going to limit his opportunities on the field.
Oh,
I think
come
Donta
on,
Foreman
dude.
might get some work early, but he's not like a receiving back either. Roshan, the reason they liked him so much when they drafted him this year, per the narrative of Ryan Poles, is that he does everything. He blocks, catches, he runs. He's raw as a rookie, so I don't know how I feel, but whatever, we'll see. Gus Edwards worth it? No.
Come on!
Is it my turn or is it Evan's turn? Who's it telling
AK
come on
Magic.
to? AK Magic. What are you doing, AK Magic? We're waiting on you. And this is the last pick that we have, and I only have one guy I want, and he's to me. Taking Alec Pierce. I love me Alec Pierce. I don't know that I like him. He's not a guy I'm really drafting a lot in. I don't get him in auction drafts, but he's a receiver I loved as a rookie. He came out. He showed well as a rookie. So the problem is Anthony Richardson is also a rookie, and I feel like Michael Pittman might be the guy who gets the majority of the work. But at the same time, who knows how that Colts offense will look. So let's see. I'm really curious to see the team that Evan has using the beer sheets. So he ended up with Dak Prescott, Derrick Henry, Tony Pollard, Christian Watson, Christian Kirk, Mike Evans, Travis Kelce, Joe Mixon, Justin Tucker. I mean, you look at that starting lineup where he was building his team off of the sheets. That's a strong core. He definitely exploited mistakes made by other people. And by other people, I mean robots. Because this is a bot. But honestly, that's the thing that'll happen. And the nice thing about having this valuation chart to look at, values that the experts are saying. Because like I do like using those sheets, and there are guys like I'm not someone who will say I won't draft anyone. If someone falls far enough,
Come
I
on.
will look at their opportunity and be like, I don't like you, but you're going to get a lot more looks than other guys, so you might be worth it. So that's a strong team, Evan. I like what you did.
I think
Whereas
it is too.
me, here's what I did, and I used that team as a baseline, where I did Trevor Lawrence, Bijan, Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Mike Williams, Gabe Davis, T.J. Hockenson, David Montgomery. I feel pretty good about that with Trevor Lawrence at the top. I'd be pretty happy with that in a snake draft, but also I'm never going to be truly happy in the snake draft because auction is king.
I was worried about my wide receivers until I got them, and I'm like, oh no, these guys are good.
Yeah, that's the thing. Wide receiver, there's a lot of depth at wide receiver, and if you're good at predicting like which guys are more likely to break out, like I like to get a lot of young guys, and I'm just kind of hedging when I take a lot of those young guys that one of them is going to break through. I have a good eye for wide receivers.
Okay,
so is this auction draft going to be happening in the Yahoo?
Yeah, we're going to move quite quicker than usual because Wally's got a hard out coming out, and we're going to do a 10-team. Tomorrow you'll have more time, right, Wally?
Oh, you'll have a lot more time.
Great, perfect.
I will
Tomorrow
give
we'll
you
have a
all
full
of my
show.
time. So I see Hitch and Go already has 4 people. It starts in 12 minutes.
All right.
And then we can see if we can fill it up with some people. Since we got 12 minutes before this thing starts, is there anything we want to discuss before I take a 5-minute break?
No, I'm posting it in there.
All right, cool. Then I'm going to walk away for a second, and I'll be back in time for us to get this draft going. And
I as well.
Did you ever see that message I sent you? You never acknowledged it. Like
Probably.
my plan on how to go talk about auctions on each week's show.
Oh yeah, how you have like a secret written down?
Yeah, well, I'm going to have a plan, and I'm going to tell you, and I'll tell you as it happens.
I already have a twist to pitch you for your plan.
Okay. Tell me when I get back.
Yeah, duh, I got P2.
All right.
We'll be back, y'all. I'm going to pull up this draft room for those watching at home. Is it up? Yeah, feel free to join in this draft. Like Bob Ross says, grab your paints, paint along with us. I see JB's in here. That's cool. Welcome. We are Plasma.
I am back. Oh, we are Plasma in here?
And JB too.
Okay, cool. These bastards. I'm on the phone app, so you're gonna hear me yell at the phone for completely screwing me over and letting someone get Josh fucking Allen for $10 and not telling me that he was nominated, even though I was watching and waiting specifically for Josh Allen. Do I get angry about these mock drafts? You're goddamn right I do.
That's what you should. If you're joining us now, auction's kind of our favorite thing. I Smith and Waleed mock at least 10 times as much as the average professional analyst, which we're not professional analysts. We have lives.
I mean,
But
we have lives, but we're at very least semi-professional.
we watch as much tape. We watch as much tape and think as much.
We also produce as much content. Let's be honest here. No, I mean, I would say we're more professional at auction than anyone. Like, I'll put myself against any auction person out there.
Oh, yeah.
And be successful.
No,
and
yeah.
I know this because I do the Experts League, and I'm the only one in our Experts League, which is all people who write fantasy football or obsess about it. And I'm the only person in that league to make the playoffs every damn year. 6 years running. I just want to point out, because I'm starting to get salty that no one ever acknowledges my auction genius in the Discord. I know you're the auction guru, Evan. I respect your auction ability. But God damn it, I'm pretty damn good too.
I remember how frustrating it was when I was ascending and people wouldn't introduce me.
It's
people
fine.
would introduce me on podcast and not say the best auctioneer on the planet. I'm like, come on. I don't like how I can't close this ad here. Usually it lets me close it. It says why, and then it lets me report it, and then it asks me why you're reporting it. I make up some ridiculous reason, and I think it's funny. Like this is a car ad, and I want to say I already have too many of these, but it's not letting me close it. I find that very entertaining. Oops. Now I'm somewhere. This is scary. All right. Don't buy this car, people. They can give us money. All right. Let's see what's going on while Waleed's still on camera. Cool. We still have 8 minutes. So, Waleed, tell me your idea, which I already heard, but tell me your idea.
So what I want to do to help make these more instructive is when we go into these, I'm going to come up with a very specific strategy that I will let you know ahead of time. I'm going to make it very clear, too, because this is an auction. You can't be static in what you're doing. If I have to pivot, I will pivot. But today, what I think I'm going to do is, I don't know. Well, I'll let you guys decide. What do you want me to do? 0 RB, hero RB, maybe like go for a specific player stack of like Kelsey, Mahomes, if that's what I want to do, and then build my core around that. Or I could go I could try targeting 2 top 5 players. Like, what do you think would be the best way for me to approach this?
I think the best way to approach this would be to not bid on my guys.
Well, then pick a strategy that you got to pick the strategy that makes it least likely for me to do that, right?
I don't
That's
remember
the way to
this. This was, I thought you also were going to do some gimmick and not tell us what the gimmick was beforehand and reveal it afterwards.
No. I'm going to tell you, but here's the thing: is I can tell you what my strategy is going in, but I'm not going to. But you don't know what players I've targeted. I have a list of guys at positions, depending on what you guys tell me to do. And then I'll start revealing whether these was a guy I wanted or didn't want, and how I was approaching it.
Okay.
So how it has to work is you got to give me a strategy to
Well, it's 10
build to go for.
It's 10 teams, so it's almost impossible to go 0 RB because some RB is going to go for super cheap. That's super decent still. You'll have even if you $5 left, you'll get an RB.
Let's test that. I'm going to go 0 RB. So my goal here is to just kind of ignore running back and try to get values later on.
Okay,
so I'm going to build my core around.
You're going to have the best team then, because
the one thing I noticed, my data from last year when I did 10 $5 Yahoo public leagues was that the 0 RB teams were the strongest ones.
And that reflects the whole industry shift this year, where a lot of people who studied last year are leaning heavy wide receiver early on.
That's actually why, and honestly, that's why I found myself going more hero RB and doing some running back builds. Because if I get Derrick Henry for $40, on my valuation, then I'm going to absolutely take that every time.
And it's also why your beer sheets are probably telling you to pick Travis Kelce for more than you thought you were going to, That same deal where shifting away from RB means other positions take priority. Yeah. So how many auto? This thing we joined with 12 minutes left, and the longer you wait to join, the higher percentage of people that don't show up are. So I'm hoping 7 people show up to this.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 from the Football Absurdity community here. So We're halfway there.
All right. So what I'm going to do too is because we got this, I'm going to create a new beer sheet for this too.
Oh, okay. I find it.
I'm not using the sheet. I'm using it to have like a little checklist.
Oh, okay, so let me show him what Walid's talking about. If you were to do that, and I'm not doing that, I find it, as a guy who studies auction obsessively, I find it, I don't like being told what to do. That's not to say you can't use your beer sheet for your auction and win. You can. That's the point. I can't do it. I can pretend to not know what I'm doing in Snake Draft because I'm not great. So what you want to do is you want to put down auction money, and for Yahoo Vanilla Leagues, the auction money is 200, and it actually had Amber put a button here. Click here to input Yahoo Express settings. That's for any default Yahoo League. It automatically puts those in for you. Except you do have to mandatorily, that's a word, put in auction money 200, and then you'll generate your nice sheet here. And now instead of value in the column on the left, it says cost. But that's the last we'll see of that.
So, like, what I'm going to have to is I'm going to have guys, I have a price point on some of these guys. I have some guys that are on my do not draft list, and I'm going to randomize it so that you guys can't actually tell who it is because you guys already know who I like, and that doesn't really help you guys learn. Like, if I have a set list of 10 receivers who I want to get 2 of them at all costs, then that makes it harder for you to predict.
One of these days, I'm going to change my team name here to like 5 players, and then I'm going to bid no matter what to get those players. So everyone knows what I'm doing. Just turn the difficulty all the way up to 11 one time, just to see. In fact, that's what I do anyway. I just don't telegraph it so blatantly, but yeah. Okay, how are we doing here? 212. Come on, people, show up to this auction. Be responsible, drafters. Did you see Izzy Abanaconda today?
I didn't see anything. I missed the Bears game. I'm kind of upset about it.
Izzy Abanaconda is not going to be a dollar player when the dawn breaks on Monday.
No, he won't be.
And he busted out a crazy good, like, 25-yard touchdown run. Where he used, like, all the video game buttons. The B, the Y, the truck stick. He did it all.
So the way I'm doing this is I have my 2 top 10 receivers that I'd like. I'm going to try to get them for, like, $100 to $110 is my range. Third wide receiver, if I'm doing a 0 RB build, I'm not going to stress it as much. I don't mind, like, bargain shopping later, but if I see values, I'm going to take it. My goal here is to get the best awesome wide receiver core I can get.
And what I'm doing here is I'm getting my guys and then waiting for the market to crash. Because it's a 10-teamer and the market's going to crash. Especially because there's probably going to be at least 2 bots.
No, he's too cheap. I can't put him on that list.
Ooh, whom is Walid speaking of?
Well, I was going to, like, add in my top 10 list DK Metcalf, but then I was like, he goes for $20. It doesn't really teach us anything, so I'm not going to do that. Oh, and we launch in 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. So my goal here is 0 RB build, and this will be a fun one, I think. Like, I already have in my head, like, 3 different strategies I can map out. As I'm doing it, I'll tell you which one I decide to go on. 0 RB is probably the best thing you can do. Like, to me, 0 RB or hero RB, especially in a 10-man, is so significant. Running backs, half the guys that that are drafted, half the top 10 running backs who are drafted top 10 are going to be Hurts. That is just history. Wide receivers don't get hurt as much. So if I get the best wide receivers, they're more likely to play 14, 15 games for me, which I need if I want to be successful. Now, the other thing, too, is what's going to happen with how I nominate guys is I'm just going to nominate guys that I do not want, that'll get the most money out of the pool right away. My number one nomination is going to be a guy that should not surprise anyone if you've been in these with me. He's been my first nomination. He has got the honorary Leonard Fournette role for me.
Right, we are Plasma and JB show up. We'll have at most 2 bots.
Yeah, in case you're wondering, yeah, that is my kid running around in the background looking for something because he's got the nice gaming computer. If I stream from my computer, I'll just lag to all hell. Sorry, I had to yell at my kid because he spent a bunch of time looking for something that was right in front of me. So if he had just told me, he could have left earlier. And I'm always trying to get rid of my kid. As your parent, that's your goal. Get them to fuck out. All right, so we're starting in 50 minutes. It looks like we only have... Really? Our Discord guys are the ones who are AFK.
I think they're not. I think that's false. They're posting in the Discord about this draft, so...
Oh, are they? Okay.
Yeah, like JB's
Hopefully Robert's one of them.
like, everyone try and spot where Yahoo's phone app screws me. I didn't mean to bid there.
Oh, it's going to screw all of us. Yeah, I pulled up the sheet, too. The one thing I noticed, too, was $93 for Travis Kelce is just insane. You're never spending that much for him.
Sheets were always high.
Yeah. And I get that logic, but the problem is, like, the flaw with using auction values on the sheet is it bases it off of those projections. And the only reason those values could possibly be right is if your sheet 100% predicts the exact order things will go.
Yeah, auctions are too dynamic. If you want to just blindly get players and end up with a good team, you can use a sheet. But otherwise, you can come into our Discord and we can come out with several ways the market can move to help you out.
This is where I get mad at bots. Like $74 Justin Jefferson is insane. I have no problem with him in the 60s. I think his 3-year career arc has proved that he deserves that respect. He is the best receiver in football, and it's not even close.
And he might even get better.
Yeah, Adam is definitely AFK.
There he is. 1 bot. Nice.
Yeah. Is he back? Okay, nice.
This is viable data if everyone sticks around. Just bid 62, bot. You're wasting all our time. Come on, bot.
It might not.
Just do it.
All right. Good start. $56 Cooper Kupp is a discount compared to what I've seen in a lot of
that's
live
good.
draft. I'm
shocked the bot didn't snipe you.
Yeah. Justin Jefferson was one of the guys. Cooper Kupp was another one. I told you my goal is right around 100 for my top 2, getting to my top 10 receivers. I feel like I'm already at a good price point, so I got 45 for my next guy. I'm probably not getting myself Jamar Chase. Probably not getting Tyreek Hill here because he's going to probably go for 50. But then again, like I've seen Tyreek go for 60 pretty consistently.
In a 10-teamer?
Yeah. Tyreek Hill's a number 5 receiver fairly consistently. All right, he's getting too high for me. I was going to try to sneak him in for 57 was too much. I thought I was getting him at 55. I thought I could sneak that in and then have a Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp, wide receiver core to start off with $90 left to spend, which I feel is a really good starting point because you have 2 elite talents at that position. But I'm not counting on having 2. I'm happy I got 1 elite talent, so I'm good with that. The other guys are going to be guys who I hope will emerge and be good, but we'll see. Hopefully Matt jump bid something really hard here and then
That's what I'm hoping for too. Get the bot out.
Yeah. But at the same time, this is exactly what Derrick Henry's price is, so he's not really screwing up the data quite yet. If I nominate Christian McCaffrey or Jamar Chase,
there he goes.
What did he do?
Oh, he didn't jump. You're right. That's all right.
That's still a reasonable price for Derrick Henry.
I'm gonna let
I think that's exactly where I have him valued. But this one will take out $30 from him, I bet. Really? You didn't jump it? Joe Mixon has been going for $30 pretty consistently, whether there are bots or no bots.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick the bot up.
I don't want him. And $30, I'm not nominating one of those top guys. Like, I could have gone Jonathan Taylor here. Jonathan Taylor will take out 50 plus, and I'm not drafting him because he's hurt and he's got a contract thing and he just feels like a mess. But I don't mind taking a good $25 chunk out. Like, if I can get it to 30, I'll feel like it's a win. $25 on a bot is also a win.
Yeah, just get that bot's money out so the data remains viable.
$27. You know what that is? That's a good nomination.
Yeah, that was a really good nomination. Agreed.
Yeah. And it's the thing. I don't want to take out top guys because let's say like Jonathan Taylor is another thing. If he went for $35 later, I would probably take the chance because his talent is worth that like expected cost. I'm not a big believer in taking out like the top 10, top 15 guys. My nomination is usually a guy who's in that like just in that top 20 fringe, who's going to take a good chunk of money out, but who's a guy who I think is overpriced into 20s. So he's never going to show up in my roster.
So Daniel wants Jonathan Taylor. Daniel looked at the max bid, which you should always be looking at, and Daniel saw the bot's max bid was 43 and went straight there.
Yeah, that's solid.
That's savage.
And 43, it's actually not a bad price for Jonathan Taylor if he like actually is healthy and plays. But there's too much risk involved with him, and he plays a risky position. So I'm not going to commit. Like under 40, I would take a hard look at Jonathan Taylor.
Okay, now the bot's found a new way to be annoying, which is just bidding up one on guys that shouldn't be bidding up one. That's good job, bot. You're always annoying.
So I was going to go 45. That was my max on Kelsey. I'm going 0 RB, which means I don't mind bolstering my tight end position, and I could decide to veer differently with my money. My goal is going to be I'm going to use Evan's baseline of I want $16 left over from my full budget when I'm filling out my roster. I got $2 for kicker, $2 for defense, and $2 for each bench spot. Any extra money I have is going to be great, but I'm not going to worry about my bench, especially in a 10-man. A 10-man, you can build a pretty damn good bench. Like, so I will even go over that and limit it to $1. I'm building the best starting roster I can with. Austin Eckler, my problem with Austin Eckler is he's not going to get the receptions he got last year. And $50 Austin Eckler is a pretty good price. I'm glad it went to 53 because I was looking at it like, I don't like Austin Eckler, but at $50 in that Chargers offense, that could be worth it. But he's at that age, too, where Austin Eckler's price, I feel like he's more likely to get hurt than less likely, so I can't do it.
I just want to see all this.
And I want to point out, I will veer from my 0 RB. Like, if Derrick Henry had gone for under $40, I would have instantly switched to a hero RB mode.
You got to
because Derrick Henry, to me, has got, like, that top-end RB1, like, ability. Who the hell is that? Robert's in our Discord. You know how I know that? Because he hates Evan.
True. That's true. Yeah, Wally, you're right. You got to stay dynamic. There's no set winning auction strategy that's better than look at what the market's doing, figure out how that's going to make the market move later, and adjust accordingly.
See, I don't like tight ends getting nominated early when I'm doing a 0 RB build because it means it's much more likely I'm not going to get like one of the top 3 tight ends, which I plan on doing in about. I'm going to have at least 1 Kelsey share, maybe 2. I'm going to have 2 to 3 Hawks and 2 to 3 Mark Andrews with a little Kyle Pitts and maybe Evan Ingram splashed in there with my builds. I want positional advantage in 10-man teams. Like last year, I was not profitable, but I was close to being profitable. football, and I want to try to do my best to build the strongest team I can. And I've noticed having positional advantages at quarterback and tight end go a long way towards that. Well, in case you didn't figure it out, Chris Olave was on my top 10 list. But
I guessed correctly.
yeah. But that's okay. Oh, did you nominate him?
Yeah.
You know I randomized it. Just because I actually like Chris Olave doesn't mean he was going to make the list. There's a few wide receivers.
I know. I didn't know. I didn't know for sure if I was doing. I was just taking a shot.
Yeah, and that's fun too because if you know, like, and this is cool. Evan knows what strategy I'm going to implement, but I think we know that about our league mates. We know which guys like running backs. We know which guys like wide receivers, and if you know that, your nomination process has to like take that into account. Like if you know I like wide receivers, you should be throwing that at me. I'm not letting Christian McCaffrey go for under like $65. I'm sorry. To me, he's the number one fantasy player. I said I would pivot, and I would. 63, I will let him go at though. Like, I don't like going too high above $60 on players, but the three guys that I will make that choice for are Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Christian McCaffrey.
Anyway, yeah,
maybe Bijan too. Maybe Bijan too. I've gone 60 on Bijan a couple times, depending on my builds. I'll probably let him go for 60 in this one because it is. But if you look, I don't know if you, Evan, did you see the plant your flags thing that Jeff posted?
No.
Oh, scroll up in the group chat. But for the podcast, when they do that on Monday, they're getting our data for who our planter flags are.
Perfect. I'll do that after this.
There's a lot of Bijan love for me there.
I've got some flags.
But so I'm looking at these receivers that I'm trying to get, and yeah, it's so hard to vamp when you're in the middle of an auction and everyone realizes that Jahmyr Gibbs was nominated.
Yeah.
Because I was going to try to sneak him in there for 20, but I stopped talking. And I think the minute I stopped talking, everyone's like,
yeah,
what's Wally looking at? Oh, Jahmyr Gibbs. That's what he's looking at. Motherfucker.
Gotta stop the sleight of hand. Gotta keep the sleight of hand going.
Yeah, it's very hard for me to do. It'd be a lot easier if I wasn't doing it from my phone. But what was I talking about before Jahmyr Gibbs distracted me?
I don't know because Jahmyr Gibbs has been nominated.
Yeah. It's sorry guys, that's what happens. Like you got to be focused in. Like I can talk a little bit, but also, and you guys might be looking at Jahmyr Gibbs for 30 and be like, and you look at his average cost of $19.4. I will tell you right now, I have not seen him go for under 25 in 80% of the leagues I've in any of the mocks I've been in.
That's corrupted data from the fact that he's right at that sweet spot where most of the bots, if it's an all bot auction, have all ran out of their money. And so it really corrupts the data, which is why we have our own all-human data.
He's 100% a $30 player. But if I don't get him, I'm happy to pivot to David Montgomery for like half his price. Because you can get David Montgomery for $10 or under. And the way that offense runs, there's value there. So I don't mind taking like David Montgomery, who's going to get a ton of usage, and just getting that value there. So looking at this list here. Who else is going? You know what? I should be crossing people off, shouldn't I?
Yes.
That's kind of dumb of me.
It's hard to host a show while doing beer sheets. Is the one thing beer sheets hasn't figured out yet. It needs audio recognition software.
So we got Kelsey and Mandrews are gone. Olave's gone. Eckler's gone. Jonathan Taylor's gone. Also, Joe Mixon is gone. Eric Henry is gone. $46 AJ Brown. I was trying to like be cool. Right now, told you I was building for zero RB. Right now, I got how much have I spent here? I have spent $98, and I got AJ Brown and Cooper Kupp. That is a good ass start to a team. I didn't think I was getting 2 elite wide receivers like that. So, yeah, sorry, I'm crowing. I'm feeling pretty damn good about myself. All right, so Jonathan Taylor, Joe Mixon, where did he go? Derrick Henry. Sorry, I'm trying to keep my list updated so I can actually, like, good. 13 guys gone. Who am I missing here? Oh, Jahmyr Gibbs. All right, and then I'm about to lose Ramondre. And you guys can have Ramondre at that price. I don't like him this year. I just don't like. I don't trust Bill Belichick running backs. How's the bot looking in price? I'm going to throw this guy out here because he's a guy I will not draft, and who's going to take $50 out of the pot. I don't want Cleveland guys on my roster. I don't want to root for Cleveland in any way. I'm trying to avoid it. So I'll let someone get Nick Chubb for a good price. I do love Nick Chubb. And I feel bad. I shouldn't hold it. It's not his fault.
Yeah. Guilt by association.
Like, but also, part of that too is like, if I actually thought Cleveland, like, I think Stefanski's getting fired halfway through the season. I think that's an entire like clusterfuck.
I have
like
no faith.
That organization is so dysfunctional. I don't trust it, so I'm willing to just fade, like, everything about it. And I know that I'll be wrong. I'm going to be wrong on some things, but overall, it'll be better for it'll be better for me.
Even taking aside his off-the-field actions, I have no confidence in Deshaun Watson to have him be my only quarterback. He looked like dog doo last year, and Cleveland is dog doo as an organization, as you mentioned. That's a recipe for double dog doo.
Yep. That it is. And that's the thing, too. Like, I don't get the love for Watson because he hasn't played football in 2 years. And guys who haven't played football in 2 years generally don't come back good. Like, that does not happen historically. It's one of the reasons why I'm down on Calvin Ridley, too. You miss extended periods of time, that generally means your career is over. The odds of it, like, being the reverse, like, just based on historical data, is near zero. And I try to not make near zero bets on guys, if I can help it. In the end, this is just a random number generator, and I'm going to use math to help support what I do. I could have got Devontae Adams for 40, but I actually personally like AJ Brown more than I like Devontae Adams this year. And the difference is Jalen Hurts versus Jimmy Garoppolo. Like, which of those guys do you trust more? Interesting enough, I had my top 10 guys, and I made sure that I was getting him in my budget. But the guy I really was targeting, I didn't get a chance to get because I got values on other guys. So just because I love a guy doesn't mean I'm going to end up with him. And, like, unfortunately, the prices for both because AJ Brown goes for 50 a lot. I see Cooper Kupp go for 60. I have them, like, if I can get them for under those prices, I feel like I'm getting an advantage on my dollar, and I will happily do that. Ooh, this is getting interesting here. So I'm looking at some of the guys left over here. Oh, this lets me put in dollar. Holy shit! I'm looking at this. You can keep this beer sheet active and fill in values here. I did not realize that because this is going to adjust costs as the drafts go on. This is interesting. Amir did some real fun work here. This is holy shit. I got to be doing this. Like, this sheet is fantastic. Did I just get T. Higgins for $24? All right, I did. Interesting. So guys, zero RB. I now spent. I have what do I spend? $125, $126, I think, of what I have. Yep, I've spent $126. My receivers are AJ Brown, Cooper Kupp, T Higgins. Now I have money to spend on the rest of my roster. I'm not getting anything fancy for any of my other receivers. I'm probably not going to spend up for bench wide receivers with this core because let's be honest, AJ Brown, Cooper Kupp, T Higgins. I want one flyer guy at some point, but I'm not going to. But at this point, I want to invest in my running back depth. Maybe pay up for a quarterback or a tight end, depending. But I got it. That's T Higgins for $24. Should not happen. What do you think of that, Evan?
Yeah, that was good. T. Higgins was great.
Yeah. Did you end up getting Chase for $60?
Yep.
That was a really good price.
Thank
I
you.
like that price a lot. All right. Olave's 33. So is this adjusting dollar values as I do this?
I poked around
Kinda
with it. It doesn't
curious.
seem to be, but I only did 3 data points.
I don't know. Kind of feels like it is, but because all of a sudden, like, oh no, it isn't changing those. That's too bad. I wonder if I can refresh it somehow with these settings. J.K. Dobbins for 10.
Uh-huh. That was a nominee fail for my part.
Honestly, he usually goes for 20. I've never seen him go that low.
Yeah. These are some savvy humans.
I was pivoting a little bit. I was like, if I can get Bijan for under 50 with this receiver core, I can just say YOLO to the rest of the positions. But you guys are too smart for me. Let's see. It's too bad. I feel like this should be letting me do stuff. Like, this should be adding up the totals and readjusting them.
Yeah, dynamic. That might be
And
on
I-
the to-do list.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's something that's going to happen at some point.
Yeah.
Well, it will. Hopefully by next year it will, because that was something we were trying to work out on our own, weren't we? Independently.
no.
By we, I mean you.
No.
Oh, no, you were.
I'm not in. I'm never going to make a sheet for auction or do anything with it. In the time it takes someone to say, "Hey, how do I work this sheet?" They could just say, "Hey, how do I dominate my auction? Here's my league settings," and I could just tell them, and then we're done. So it's hard for me to want to make a piece of paper it would be just too complex.
Oh, I get that.
That's why I make stuff like the wide receiver market crash calculator. Because I'm like, this is what's going to tell you what's going on based on how your draft's going.
Yeah, I mean, this is. Where's Henry? There he is. Just added Aaron Jones for $26.
That was
He's
you?
one of my favorite.
That
Yeah.
was you? Oh, that's perfect for you.
Yeah,
Wow.
zero RB build doesn't mean you ignore running backs.
Yeah.
It just means the majority of your budget is going towards wide receivers.
Which is why
I do want at least.
why I've co-opted it and branded it Euro RB. Because you're putting
Yeah.
whatever meats into a gorgeous sandwich with all the trimmings being the best. Aaron Jones
And-
is your seasoned chicken that could make a banh mi perfect, even though it's not special on its own.
What did Manders go for? 25.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking I shouldn't have let him go at that price.
No one should let
But-
me have managers for 25 ever.
Yeah, but I was like, I was focused on the future, and I feel like I could get T Higgins for a little bit, or T.J. Hawkinson for a little bit cheaper, and be okay with that. And also, if I have to pivot away from tight end, I don't mind doing it. And a zero RB build, because I have especially because I have 3 really good receivers. So didn't Tony Pollard go? I feel like he did.
He's
No, he
on the
didn't
board
go.
now.
Oh, that's why. Okay, cool. That
Now
makes
he
more
went.
sense.
Now he went. Now he go.
And what did he go for? He went for
44.
44? Okay, cool. Does it say how much is left in the pool here? Like this, I feel like it has this information, but it feels like it should have more. Oh well, Josh Jacobs. I'm liking these nominations so far, though. Did I auto nominate that guy? That feels like something I would have done. Nope. Here we go. Here's another guy I don't really want. Brees Hall. Is he even practicing yet?
No.
I don't think he is. He's still in the pup, according to that sheet. So I'm kind of hesitant to take guys who are that hurts.
Don't give me ACL running backs the year they come back. Just thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah, it just feels like a bad idea. Having said that, like $10 Javonte Williams, I don't mind as much. Like last year when I got Dobbins and Gus Edwards, it made sense because the risk was inherent in the price. Or built into the price, I should say. Honestly, I think I need to start nominating some of these guys. Like these top receivers, just because I'm not going to get Diggs. I'm not going to get CeeDee Lamb. I'm not going to get Garrett Wilson. I'm not going to get Amon-Ra St. Brown.
One thing I'm going to do is there's 2 running backs left in my tier. And after that, the next best running back is Miles Sanders. So the next one of those 2 that gets nominated, I'm going to go hard in. I'll probably have to pay up. But I don't want to have to pay up on the last guy in my tier. Because you know that someone else is also like, yeah, I don't want Miles Sanders. Let me get this other guy.
Yeah, holy shit.
$12.
Yeah, and I got to start leaving in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I've been watching the clock.
I start getting lost in these things. I'm glad I was able to get some part started to build.
Once Wally leaves, I'm going to kill the stream, but I'm going to keep drafting. So if anyone watching,
yeah, I might just show up a little bit late to my game. It never starts on time anyway, so I'm going to stick around for another 20 minutes at least. Hopefully, we can get some stuff going here. Garrett Wilson for $35. Oh. I kind of knew when I was getting Kupp and AJ Brown for their prices that Garrett Wilson was going to be a little bit cheaper. That makes me sad.
Other people will get values. We can't get all the values, is what I have to tell myself constantly.
Yeah, but when I see certain guys, like, it's about feeling the pulse of the draft. That's where I'm saying, like, I could have taken that risk of waiting on guys, but the fact is those were guys who I consider elites. And I was getting them at what I consider to be discounted prices based on my own, like, ranking system. So I'd be stupid not to take advantage of that. Like, I got my $24 T. Higgins, so I can't really complain. Like, that's a guy who's very likely going to end his low-end wide receiver 1. What did Lamar Jackson go for? 12? That's a decent enough price.
Yeah, that was a steal.
Honestly, that's about what he's going for. It feels like a steal, and it probably will end up being a steal. Here's the thing: is I can't even justify going in for Diggs. Oh, I want to point out Diggs was the guy I really, when I had this build, that's the guy I wanted the most. Like I could have let AJ Brown go, and then still tried to go for Diggs later. And looking at the price now, I wish I could have saved a few bucks. But at the same time, it's okay.
So far, this is a viable data auction.
Yeah, and this is kind of what I've been seeing too. It's going, no one's going out of control, which I like, but also I don't like because there's always going to be that guy who does go out of control.
Yeah, well, the bot went out of control, kind of.
Yeah, this is interesting. What is my max offer here? Oh, I only got $38. So it's 48. I got a budget of 48 right now. 4 roster spots filled. We take away $16 for bench. That leaves me $32 to fill 3 positions. I find it interesting. I'll be amazed if you get him. I'm going to let him go for 20 because I don't have that much left for the rest of my starting roster, and I'll pull from my bench if I have to just to get the strongest team. But Mahomes should not be going for $20 to that man auction. No, that's way too low. Like honestly, I put it at 25, and maybe I sacrifice 5 bench spots to do. Oh, god damn it, 21. All right, you know what? I'll let it go. But I don't feel good about that at all. I think I made a mistake there. I think I should have pulled a trigger for 22. Only had $10 left for my quarterback and my tight end, but I could have paid down on a Justin Herbert or Trevor Lawrence maybe and been okay. Interesting. I gotta see how have some of these other things gone. So Mahomes just went for 21. Kenneth Walker's going for 16. I like whoever nominated him there too.
That's me.
Running backs ahead. That's a good nomination.
Yeah.
You'll still get him at a decent enough price if you really want him here.
I do not.
But is it the hammy or the groin?
It's Seattle's running backs always end up injured during the fantasy playoffs. And now everyone's injured on Seattle. It's like, okay, I'm not. This is you didn't even.
I heard Charbonnet looked real good.
Yeah, his shoulder seems not to be hurt. He stuck somebody real good yesterday.
There we go. I like you jumping into 39.
Yeah, me too.
That guy, you know what he did there? He's like, this guy has a max bid of 38. So I'm guessing Robert is in our Discord. Because that's a Discord move right there. And frankly, you're not going to let Saquon go for... If you get Saquon for 39 when you do that jump bid, congrats. You got to steal.
Yeah.
He should not go for under 50. He's one of my favorite hero RB build guys. My running backs that I love in a hero RB build are McCaffrey, Bijan, Derrick Henry, Saquon. If I can get one of those four guys, I feel really good about myself. And I've pivoted from hero RB builds. I could technically Najee Harris falls in that category, but when I'm doing a hero RB build, I want a guy who I think is going to be a top 5 guy running back. And those are the guys I think are the top 4 running backs. I put Eckler at number 5, but there's no way he'll ever come in at a price point I want. I can't even bid on Amon-Ra St. Brown. If you motherfuckers let him go for under $30, I will hate all of you. I just want you to know that.
There's enough Discord people with money. No one's letting him go for that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, he's going to go for 40, I would think, with his Discord. Because you got to know, this is third-year receiver, his 2-year track going over there. This is where those guys, he is my ideal, player. I will have at least 3 shares of him. Because he's going to be a top 5 guy. I just feel it in my bones. $39, that's fair. You're not getting him at a discount, but he's going to outperform his dollar value. What else do we got here? 7. All right, I leave in 20 minutes. 10 minutes to get there. I'm a little bit late, but I'm not too bad. Yeah, I still got at least 20 minutes, I think.
Okay.
That's good. I just want to at least get the starting roster done. And a 10-man too, you can totally sell out your bench. And especially considering how much you're going to be churning your bench in a waiver wire. It's just something I'm not going to stress out too much. I will let you have Najee. I have to. And that's the thing. There's going to be values that are going to go away. And I need to get money out of the pot. That's going to be my biggest goal here. So I can tell you right now, there's 3 guys in my queue. CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, in that order. Because I need $40 chunks. I see, let's see, with my max bid here, I see 1, 2, 3 guys with over $100. I see another guy with 90 and then Evan with 75. There's only 4 people under 50, and I'm one of them. And I don't like being that guy in a draft. So what did he go for? Najee went for 30. That's a good price. I like that price for him. I feel like $30 for Najee, you got a deal. The Cam Akers nomination, I'm not a fan of. All right, now I'll let him go. If I could have gotten Cam Akers for $5 as my RB2, I would have had a lot more money for tight end and for quarterback, which I'd be okay with. Because Cam Akers, I do not like Cam Akers as a player. What I do like is there are no other running backs in the Rams, and like the way they run the football, he should get usage. So for $11, actually, you're probably going to get a good return on your investment there. Hopefully, this goes for $40. If it doesn't, someone's done something horribly wrong because CeeDee Lamb is probably worth $40. Okay. Sorry, I will spend $4 on CeeDee Lamb. Like, I don't mind sacrificing that bench spots. Yeah, there we go, guys. And here's a part where, like, if I had more money, I might have just jumped into $30, but I can't put it past someone to be like, I will let a discounted CeeDee Lamb go for $30 just to knock this player out of the entire auction pool.
Adam is over it.
Huh?
Adam is over it. He jumps off 30.
Let me ask you something, Evan. Does that ever come into your evaluation when you have when the amount of money someone has and you're like, this guy's going at a discount, but this will also completely knock out his stack? When you're like looking at like letting a player go because you're kind of on the fence for their price.
What's the specific question? Do I value stacks in auction?
No, what I'm saying is, let's say, because like I said the reason I didn't jump into $30 is because I have $38 max bid left, and I won't put it past someone to be like letting CeeDee Lamb go for a discounted price takes one player out of other bids for players I might like more. I will do that in a bid.
Yeah.
Like I will knock out a player to take away their buying power, even if it lets a guy go for a little bit cheaper. Because in the long run, if I have a lot of players left, I'll fill out my roster better.
I see.
And that's why price enforcing is a dangerous game. If you don't want that guy at that price, don't bid on him. If you because if I had $20 more and I did a $30 jump bid on CeeDee Lamb and then I ended up with him, I'm not going to be like, God damn it, I got stuck with. I'm going to say, hey, I still have spending power and I just got CeeDee Lamb really cheap.
Yeah.
Like it's something you got to factor in, because that's the beauty of auction. Is this is a mobile? Your outcomes are changing with every player, and you got to be on that. It's like you got to be aware of how to maximize your value in the future. How many guys do you have left? Like if I'm looking at this list right now, what do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 running backs left that I really like. So I'll happily just wait and see what happens. And that's just on the beer sheet, because there's a couple other guys that I like too. So let's see. James Conner went for 12. Cam Akers went for 11. I do not want James Conner at all. I understand why people might like him. I don't trust it at all. It scares the shit out of me. Oh, I forgot to put down my T. Higgins for 24. How good a price is T. Higgins for 24 looking right
Yeah. That was price. It was good then and it only got better.
Yeah. Actually, I guess I might not have gotten Diggs for the price I really wanted, because as less receivers are here and people have more money because they've been saving, there's a middle ground. You can't wait too long. Like when you see guys are going at nice prices, you got to be like, this is a guy I like at this price. And I think
you have to make tiers, and you can't wait until there's 2 guys or fewer left in your tier to make a move.
And the crash isn't always going to happen the way you want it. You got to anticipate the crash, but don't be afraid of getting value at the top end and still waiting for that crash. I didn't actually plan on taking T. Higgins there. I want to point that out. That money was meant to go for T.J. Hawkinson, but when T. Higgins was going for $24, he's a $30 player to me. I'm like, that's $6 below his value for what he'll produce. That puts out my number 3 wide receiver spot. I was just like, I couldn't pass it up. I'm very happy to take a Terry McLaurin, Jerry Jeudy, Christian Watson is my third wide receiver, or even a DK Metcalf at a discounted price. I was afraid that was going to happen. Josh Allen for $22 is a pretty good price.
Yeah, that was good.
He went for more than Patrick Mahomes, which means that the Patrick Mahomes was an even better price. Oh, someone doesn't like Alexander Madison.
I just wanted to see what the market's doing with him these days.
Honestly, I agree with that. Also, why do I not have him in my queue? Unless he went that I missed it. Oh, he did go. When did Saquon go? He went early, didn't he?
No, he went like 10 picks ago.
Yeah, he did. $46. Got to update my charts. Oh, this is fun. I love Alexander Madison when I can get him for under $5. If I can't get him for under $5, I don't want him. Like, Minnesota does not run the ball anymore. This is a different head coach. Who else? We got Travis Etienne. Is that the best running back left? And this is where I pivots. I wanted one of Allen, Mahomes, and Hurts. But with the amount of money I have left, I think my money would be better spent on a different quarterback. And Jalen Hurts going for more than Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes, that feels like a mistake.
Last in tier.
That is exactly what that is. That's why I was cursing before when I let Patrick Mahomes go at the price I let him go at. That was a mistake on my part. And I'm sure he would have gone up to 24 or 25, but I should have been willing to go to 25 for him. It would have got a little extra money out of the pot, or I would have gotten a discounted top 2 quarterback. So what do we got left? Okay. Am I not nominating yet? Interesting. Where did Amari Cooper go for? 13? Okay. Amari Cooper is way undervalued. God damn it. That Terry McLaurin price is killing me because I don't have the money. Thank you, guys. Don't fucking let Terry McLaurin go for $4. $6 is $7, $8. Like, those are good prices for him where I feel like I'm getting what he's worth and what he could potentially produce. But I haven't been able to make myself go double digit for Terry McLaurin like I will for a Jerry Jeudy or DJ Moore, because like those guys I feel like have the quarterbacks in place to actually do some damage this year. All right. Terry McLaurin went for 8s. Travis Etienne is about to vanish. So I hope you guys are finding this informative. Like, I think understanding how you're going about your strategy, going a specific thing, like when you're going like 0 RB, that means that like you still want like a solid like RB2. Like the guy I picked, Aaron Jones, I picked him like I would have gone Najee Harris if Najee had been in that area. Travis Etienne, Kenneth Walker, Jahmyr Gibbs. Those were the running backs I was targeting for the 0 RB build because they're guys who are going to get a lot of usage. And they should be able to get me some points. And they have the ability. Like, honestly, Aaron Jones has been so undervalued, it's just criminal. I don't understand how he is not a top, like, 10 guy. Especially with Aaron Rodgers gone, they're going to run the football more. Matt LaFleur likes to run the football. And all Aaron Jones has ever done is be successful. So letting him go at that price just feels wrong. Who got him?
Me.
Oh, you got Etienne for 25?
Yep.
Yeah, you like Jacksonville a lot this year.
Yep.
I like Jacksonville. I don't like Etienne. Did I do that? No, I was about to nominate him too. Way to beat me to it. That's a fun one, isn't it? Guy I'm not touching. There's another guy I'll nominate that I'm not. No, I am touching him. Not touching you. Okay. Good God. Waddle is so cheap right now. 7:15. I got like 10 more minutes, I think.
Can you phone ahead and be like, buy me in and just fold me on the blinds?
Nah. Don't wait. All right, my turn to nominate. I'm nominating a guy that I know Evan likes and I don't, because that's how you do it. And he's a running back that I won't touch. I don't like Carolina. I feel like that offense is going to be a mess. I don't think Miles Sanders is a volume guy, so I'll throw him up
Sanders, but I already have 2 running backs.
there. Although Miles Sanders at like... All right. So, okay. But it takes out like $10 out of the pot, so I'm happy with that. I like Miles Sanders as a player. I think his situation, his usage, rookie quarterback, that offense, I don't think he's going to be a volume guy, and I don't think that offense is going to be good. So why would I take any shares of the Carolina running back? Basically my logic. I think it's very important to see what an offense is going to do when you're taking players. What did Waddle go for? 31? That's a really good price. Sometimes when I do these 0 RB builds, like I went for a top 10 wide receiver class, but if I expand it to top 20 wide receivers and I'm willing to let go of the elite guys to pile up other guys, you can I could have got maybe Jalen Waddle, T. Higgins, and Chris Olave for $33, $24, or Devontae Smith for $28. So I'm spending less than $100 on 3 wide receivers. That's not a bad place to be. And you can really build out a strong running back core. Honestly, for a hero RB build, that's more likely what I'm going to do, because then I can put like $40 to $50 towards that stud running back to go with those other receivers that I think are going to break out. Maybe we'll do that next week. Do we want to go hero RB next week, or do we want to have him go hard at running backs?
Well, that's next week. We also have a show tomorrow.
Oh, that's a good point.
And we'll be better. I think you and I both had a long day, and
Dude,
me trying to get all the beer sheets ready. I think we'll have a bigger audience and more vibrancy. Not that you were bad, but I was kind of, that broke my brain trying to host and do beer sheets and demonstrate beer sheets and run a beer sheet. I was like, oh God.
Yeah.
I blew a gasket.
So right now I'm feeling a lot better about where I am at my stack. It looks like the max bid is $56. I'm at $38. So no one has that much more buying power than I do. And now I got to start finding the second-tier guys that I don't want that'll take money out of the pool and try putting them up there. You know what? No. Yeah. That's going to be my next nomination if he makes it to me, because I don't want shares of that.
Excuse me.
So, yeah, this is the dredges of the draft. And here's something I've noticed people are doing that really just pisses me the fuck off. And that is, you go in, you spend your money, you have $50 left, then you go away. The problem I have with that is the first half of the
Oh my
draft.
God!
Is
Hold on.
parts.
They sent. Oh my God! Did they?
Did
They
they what?
Did Jacksonville send?
We got breaking news here.
Jacksonville, with like down by 6, with like 2 minutes left, may or may not have sent. Yeah, that's Tree Law. Good Lord, they sent Tree Law back in, and he had the most spectacular play of the year, even for preseason.
Wait, but in the fourth quarter?
Yeah. No, that's not him. Thank God.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna say you better fire like Peterson at that point.
Yeah.
Because that's just stupid.
This is an amazing play, though. His
God
quarterback.
damn it! I was even vamping while Hawkinson was up there, and then he had to go for fucking $21. I probably should have gone another dollar on that, but you know what? That's fine. That just means I got to pivot a little bit. But that pisses me off. That's fine. I'm so mad. I can't fucking believe that like Hawkinson just went for as much as he went for. Oh, look at that! Right when I bitch about it, who's this guy who just fucking went away? He's got a max bid of $50, and now he's going AFK. Fucking asshole.
Maybe he had a poker game to get to.
That's fine. So I'm only mad because I don't think the price of Joe Burrow would have gone up to 13. I think it would have been like right around 10.
13. I was just thinking 13's great for Burrow.
No, $13 for Burrow is more than good. And the reason I like one of the reasons why I wanted Jalen Hurts was because I have AJ Brown. Not going for Stafford, but I did have T. Higgins, so I was like, okay, consolation prize will be Joe Burrow on my build. I'm going for a specific build because if T. Higgins has 2 touchdowns, that means that Joe Burrow had 2 touchdowns. It just builds my team. I love stacks when I can do them. I try to have at least one stack in my team, like just like my quarterback. If you see me with Justin Fields, I'm probably gonna have DJ Moore or Cole Kmet. If you see me with Lamar Jackson, I almost assuredly have Zay Flowers or Mark Andrews. Like that's just how I'm gonna build that team because it just gives you more firepower. So right now I got 2 spots left to fill. I have a max budget of, so I have basically $12 I can put into my next 2 spots while still having a little extra money. Oh no, that's my max. Never mind. Shit. So 35 minus 16 is what? That's 25. That's 19. So I have $19 off of my last 2. Are you fucking kidding me? That's not one of ours. Like, you let Dallas Goedert go for $5. I messed up. Actually, no. I didn't mess up. I had A.J. Brown, so I don't want Dallas Goedert. I don't want 2 receivers on the same team starting in my roster. That was a deliberate choice, but fucking really make me pay up for Pitts. I don't mind, but Pitts has been going for $5. Also, Kyle Pitts is one of the biggest fucking steals in fantasy football right now, so... God damn it, I'm just mad right now. But I got 1 spot left to fill. I'm pretty much going to get whatever running back I wanted. I'm kind of going to say, like, fuck the price. Because I kind of have to. A, because I'm going to leave in about 5 minutes. And B, because I got my starters except for a second running back. So I want to make sure I have the best second running back that's available. Ugh. I'm so mad at that Kyle Pitts. That's such horseshit. Fucking $10 when Dallas got it. How, like, that guy's an idiot. You could have had Dallas Goedert for $6. And I can't tell if he was just trying to fucking price enforce or something. This is my anger because I'm not going to have him. You guys get Justin Fields. Spend your fucking money. If you let Justin Fields go for under $10, you guys are all idiots and assholes, and I hate you. Okay, I was gonna say I was gonna take him for 5. One thing I don't mind doing actually in 10-mans too is getting a second quarterback. I'm not gonna go $10 on I won't spend as much on Justin Fields because I don't have the bench depth to do it. But let's see, didn't he go for 8? Yeah. By the way, Justin Fields is the best value play in fantasy football for auction quarterbacks because I personally think he's finishing in the top 3, and his rushing upside, and he's just a fucking game breaker. Yeah, I'm talking him up, and you guys keep bidding him up. But I also know that Adam's in here. Was Adam even bidding on him? Or
yeah,
Adam
he's
already
bidding on
got
him.
him? Yeah, because he fucking knows. Good. I wanted him bidding on him. You didn't get him because you wanted T.J. Hawkinson that badly. You could have had him. You got T.J. Hawkinson instead. I like Kyle Pitts too this year though, because Marcus Mariota's not throwing him the football, and he ran a ton of routes last year. People seem to forget that. The problem was Marcus Mariota wasn't throwing it. Did you ever see that clip last year that they had all of the throws Kyle Pitts' way, and none of them were fucking catchable?
Yes.
Yeah, and here's the thing. He's going for under $10 is the max I've seen him go for. At that price for a tight end who could be a top 3 guy, he is an athletic monster. I can't believe people it's that thing where you believe in someone so much that his value plummets way too low the next year. Kyle Pitts is that guy, and I'm jumping on that. Ooh. Yeah, I was going to say, are you going to let Calvin Ridley go here? I would like to get one running back in here, but yeah, you guys aren't going to get to see me get a last running back, but just know that whichever guy I wanted, if that was the guy I wanted the most, I probably would have spent $20 on. Just to make sure I get him in. Fuck my bench because it's auction. Who cares? This is also the round here where I start maybe nominating kickers and defenses just to see if I can get them at a good price. Especially if I have money. If I'm Evan, my next nomination is probably a kicker or a defense. But the problem with that is everyone has enough money, I think, where they might not let them go at that good a price. No, I don't know. I think next round is the round you start nominating kickers and defenses when people are into single digits and they don't want to get anything.
$26 Calvin Ridley. Let's go.
And that's why if you have a lot of money at the end, don't let your favorite player go.
Yep.
That's just stupid. You can't take it with you.
Nope.
I was wondering why you were quiet, and I should have realized it was because you were
Because all
trying
these
to get
idiots were bidding high on Calvin Ridley. I'm like, man. All right, what do you think of JB's team? He's got a full lineup.
Oh, that's a good call. Let's start going through some of these teams here. We're going to start with me, because basically I'm the star of the show. So remember, the plan was to go 0 RB. I told you I was trying to get 2 of my top 10 wide receivers for under $100. I ended up going a couple dollars above that budget, but I made that money up later. I got Joe Burrow for $13. I got Cooper Kupp for $56. AJ Brown for $46. I got Aaron Jones for $26. Kyle Pitts for $10. And T. Higgins for $24. That's a pretty fucking good-looking team so far. I'll tell you right now, you guys might have, if you guys were willing to spend $20 on David Montgomery, that's the guy I would have taken. But I'm not going to because after I go through all these teams, I'm leaving. Next team we're going for, let's go to Evan. Evan has got most of his team filled out. He's got 5 of 7. He's got Jamar Chase for $60, which is a great price. I love that price so much. Jahmyr Gibbs for $30 is the right price. Travis Etienne for $25. Calvin Ridley for 26 and Mark Andrews for 25. I'm going to be honest. I feel like you probably missed some value early the way this team is, but I don't mind it because you have a lot of money now. And actually, I feel like you're going to end up having one of the deepest teams because you can get like, what did DJ Moore go for? $14? Yeah. If I were you, I would have tried taking DJ Moore as that third wide receiver, but I also get it if that's not your guy. You're wrong, but that's another one. So you said JB's filled out mostly. Let's see what he's got. Lamar Jackson, Terry McLaurin, Deebo Samuel, Breece Hall, Saquon Barkley, Pat Fryermuth, and Najee Harris with Alexander Madison and DJ Moore on his bench. He's got good players. I think Saquon's like the only guy who's got real star power, but I think you could have had like a little bit more depth. I think you could have had a stronger starting lineup, even though your depth is going to be pretty solid. Let's see here. We got We Are Plasma here. And We Are Plasma's got Patrick Mahomes, Amon-Ra St. Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Kenneth Walker, James Conner, TJ Hawkinson, Keenan Allen. I'll tell you what, his zero RB build is what I probably should have been trying to go for. I don't like James Conner. I would have gone somewhere else with that, but that's okay. Kenneth Walker at 18, I think, is a great price. The only reason I let him go was because he was a little bit too expensive for me. I should have fought you harder on Hawkinson and Mahomes. That was me being too passive. This is, if you want to look at how to approach a zero RB build, that's a good one. He doesn't have the high-end wide receivers I have, but he's got Amon-Ra St. Brown, who I've already said is going to be a high-end wide receiver. And I ended up getting my guy. I ended up getting my number 2 running back here, David Montgomery. Didn't I? Wait, I thought I got David Montgomery. What the fuck? I bid on him. Well, I guess I did it. That's what happens when I'm vamping. I would have gone for 20, whatever. Let's see. I did Adam. Is there anyone else in the Discord?
Nope.
I feel like, is Robert not one of our guys? I feel like he's one of our guys, the way he's been acting. So I'm going to go Robert's team just to see. Jalen Hurts, Devonta Smith, Josh Jacobs, Miles Sanders, Travis Kelce. That feels like a Discord team. All right, guys. I've been Waleed Ismail. I am out of here. Hopefully I win at poker. Guys, I love you. Good night. Evan, take care.
Good night, everybody. I'm ending the stream. We'll be back tomorrow at 3:30 for a full stream. We're going to try to fill a 2-quarterback auction. Bye-bye.
Hell yeah. All right. I'll see you later, man.
Bye. Enjoy your game.